Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It might work out.
So,
All right.
Random bullshit's fun.
Hi there,
Mark.
Spitfire here with Game Mode 5. I just got done recording another video with these two gentlemen. This is the Adamantite from Legacy Games. Check out a link to his channel down below. This is Black Jesus. He doesn't do YouTube except for when I bribe him with food and other miscellaneous things.
I have marshmallows on my channel.
doesn't actually feed us.
Shut up or I won't pay you either.
I'm a slave. This is backwards.
All right. So, what we're going to do is we are going to come up with our top 5 games. Now, we've actually talked about this about 10 seconds ago and decided it would be more fun to do this off the top of our heads. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go down the line and we're going to give our number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, giving us only a few seconds to think and rationalize our decisions. The very first person to go would be Black Jesus. What's your number 1 or number 5 game?
Number 5 game, Rise on Xbox
And why?
One. Because I've been waiting for an Xbox game that's kind of like God of War. Because God of War is a great series, and I don't know, Rise kind of reminds me of that, so
Awesome.
it was fun.
Alright, so my number 5 would be Titanfall, because I'm not really that much into first-person shooters, but it looks like a really awesome first-person shooter. Bro, it's a third-person shooter, I think.
My number 5, now this is all time, has to be Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. Why? Because it provided me countless hours of entertainment as a child, and even as an adult, I've gone back, I've played this game. It's well-rounded, the physics, the mechanics of it work very well, and for its time on Nintendo, it was the most advanced game that was out for the platform. And even for years following, because it was the only one that pre-rendered the graphics in 3 dimensions and then took them back down to 2 dimensions for the game.
Number 4. Since you wanted to go all time, I think I'll go all time
Sure.
as well. Because I didn't know we could do that. I'd say GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64. It was one of the first multiplayer games I ever played. And I had a big family in a small house, so a lot of us played it at the same time. It's probably one of the best things.
Is that the first game where you realized you could cheat by looking at their split screen?
Yeah, screen cheating where it originated.
All right, what about
Well, I'm going to stick with what we had originally planned for the video.
you? We didn't say all time or not all time.
I'm pretty sure we discussed that it
We
was
did
top
not.
5 upcoming games.
We did not.
I'm going to say Kingdom Hearts 3, because I'm a big fan of Square Enix and the Kingdom Hearts series. It's just going to be a really good game, I think. So.
All right, my number 4 has got to be, and some people might say that it deserves to be higher on the list, but I'm sorry, I've got other games that are higher on the list for other reasons. Minecraft. Minecraft is a very solid game because it's not a solid game. This is a very open-ended game. You make it whatever the heck you feel like making it. There are a million different takes on this. There are mods, different servers set up for different purposes. There's just so much to the game because, and I know this sounds strange, there's so little to it. It is whatever the heck you want it to be. Back to you.
Well, my number 3 would probably be this game for a device called the 3DO, which I'm sure not many people have heard of. But
Is that the little robot that walks around
That's
in the
3PO.
desert? Oh.
C3PO. Get your stuff right.
the game is called Captain Quasar, and it's one of the first like hectic third-person shooter games I've ever played. It's like an up top. You're just looking down at your character and you run around and just kill people. That's all it was. But it was, I don't know. I was little and it was fun.
So
I realize I should probably ship that. Sorry, go ahead.
my my number 3 would be what was that? It starts with a D. I can't remember what.
Diablo.
No.
The Division,
Devil
No.
May Cry.
Made by Bungie.
Destiny.
Destiny. It's called Destiny. Because it's made by Bungie, pretty much. Only because of... No, I'm kidding. It looks like it has a really good storyline. So I'm probably going to end up buying that and doing a playthrough.
Awesome. No, wait, we're on number, what, 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't really have a number 3, but I'm going to invent one off the top of my head. I'm going to actually say, and I don't know if we can do this. Can we say like an entire franchise?
I mean, go for
Okay.
it.
The Jack and Daxter franchise. Naughty Dog did a wonderful, great job on this entire franchise. It starts out very simple, very innocent, and then it really allows you to kind of peer into the darker side of what we all can become if we allow ourselves to be. And it also has some other social commentary that's kind of buried deep in there, and it's kind of propaganda-ish, but it's also not in a way. It's this whole thing I can't really get into, but if you've never heard of the game, you've been horribly sheltered. Go and check it out.
Basically, it's a game about a young teenage boy who, after 2 years, becomes a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, something like that. All right.
Okay, number 2. I'd have to say Star Wars: The Old Republic, the online one. Probably because of the customization in it, and I love customization. If there was a way to make my character look like a super ninja samurai, I'll definitely. I love games that let you customize the way your character looks and clothing items and this. I mean, that game, lightsabers, dude. Different colored lightsabers. That's the coolest thing ever. So I just played the hell out of that game.
Alright, so my number 2 is Elder Scrolls Online, sticking with the upcoming games. I was a big fan of Skyrim. I can play that game endlessly and still be interested in new things, because you can never play everything in the game. So I'm expecting Elder Scrolls Online to be that good, but beyond that, I really love the backstory of Tamriel and all that. It's one of my favorite backstories in games. So
Is that all?
yeah, that's it. It's your turn.
I don't get an extra 10 seconds to think about this.
No, go.
Dang it! All right.
It's on the spot.
That's 10 seconds. Go.
My number 2 game has got to be, and I'm trying to stretch this out because it was my idea to not think about our games before we did this. So bear with me while I
Slowly think of
Pick a game.
something to say.
All right, number 2 game has got to be.
Missed it. Good lord.
Ew. Ew. Number 2 game and sticking with the motif of franchises. Ran
out of games.
No, well, it's hard to choose, and it's one that I actually give a lot of heck to. Is Pokemon as a franchise? I mean, honestly, I don't get it as a gamer, but I do get some of the core game mechanics, and I get, I get kind of what they were going for. Now, they didn't capture me in that audience, but I do have to say, as far as developing, so many different avenues that they can entertain so many. Even though I'm not a fan, I have to give them an immense amount of credit and put them as number 2.
Number 1 time. I'm actually doing a lot of thinking about this, and this is a game that I just recently played. It's Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That game, I totally thought it was going to be worse than it was. I love that game. If you ever wanted to be a pirate as a kid, just put in that game, start playing it. I just roam around in the ocean and I just shoot other people's ships and I steal their stuff.
You gotta face that way so the camera
Hey man,
remember, you're not talking to us. You're talking to them.
I'm talking to everybody. I can look over there and over here and over there and over
But
here.
if your mouth is pointing towards that, all right. Yours?
My number 1 game, my number 1 upcoming game that I'm most psyched for is Tom Clancy's The Division. Basically, any first-person / third-person shooter, RPG, MMO ever can't top this, because this game is like Skyrim with guns and in the future and in post-apocalyptic New York. It's just like they should pave it onto a golden disc for your console. It's perfect. I am so psyched for it.
That's a lot of.
I really want to play this game.
My number one game actually has to be the Game of Life because,
It's a good game. It's a fun
because
game.
life's a game. I'm the DLC. No, sorry. In all reality, my number one game, and
But
if
the
you,
Game of Life is a real game.
but it's a game.
Oh, are you thinking about the one with the board game and all that stuff?
I think he's talking about.
I think you're overanalyzing the fact that I just said life's a game and I'm the DLC.
But the Game of Life, you can make guns and stuff. It's kind of cool. Out of little pixelated
I
squares.
don't think you.
Okay, my real answer is, and I might actually answer this question differently depending on when you ask me, but I have to say, Orcs Must Die 2. It's a great single-player and multiplayer campaign that that gives you a lot of replayability. It also gives you a lot of I lost my train of freaking thought.
You're welcome.
It gives you a lot of replayability for your money, and so that's actually one of the things that I made me want to give that game away. One of the lucky commenters of this video will be receiving a free copy of Orcs Must Die. So if you want the game, all you have to do is let me know in the comments, and I'll pick one of you, and we'll see how that goes. Anyways, I'm going to say, till next time, I'm Spitfire with Game Mode 5.
And I'm the Adamantite with Legacy Games.
I've been joined by...
Like Jesus.
with Black Jesus. Till next time, like.
Comment.
Did you say subscribe? Like, subscribe, comments, please.
I thought the subscribe was last.
No, it's like, subscribe, comments, please.